started coding, like in school or in college? Like, what was the motivation behind coding? How did you get into coding? Voice is audio properly?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, okay. So actually, like our viewers are mostly college students from first to fourth year college, mostly in BTech or pursuing some computer science degree only. So
Okay.
most of the questions will be that only. Like like you are a full stack developer at IBM, right? So
Yes.
when was the first time you started coding, like in school or in college? Like what was the motivation behind coding? How did you get into coding?
Okay. Are you asking about college life, right?
Like yeah, when was the first time you started coding? You were introduced to coding, computer coding.
Well, if you ask for the first time, like according to the CBSE's course syllabus, we do code a little bit of HTML in our schools.
Yeah, yeah,
So I did it in class 10th. I think that was in 2011 or
yeah, yeah,
2010.
yeah.
So it was just a basic HTML only. In class 11th, I took computer science
Yeah.
as my fifth subject. So there I was like formally introduced to coding. But as you know, in as part of the school curriculum, we don't get into topics like complexity analysis or
Yeah, yeah,
deep algorithm topics like heaps, graphs, etc.
yeah.
So I started out with C++. It was algorithms only. I like to
Mm-hmm.
code. I like to take up some new challenges on the simple data structures, maybe arrays, linked lists, etc. But even then, like I was preparing for my JE also, so I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
give much time. So in college, like when I came in first year, we had C programming. So
Mm-hmm.
since I had already learned C++, it was easy for me.
Yeah, yeah,
And first year in college syllabus, like they get even as computer science students, we get a lot of unnecessary subjects like
yeah, totally.
thermodynamics, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
when we actually should be studying algorithms and all those stuff.
Actually, that
So
is kind of a big problem for the Indian education system, I think.
yes, and sometimes they load you with so many assignments that it's practically difficult in the first year to like study proper computer science.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so in like third semester we had Java. So I had to I had learned Java, basics of Java in class 11th.
Mm.
So uh, I took up some coaching, like offline coaching,
Yeah,
along with a bunch of my friends.
yeah, yeah.
So I learned Java in my third semester, and from there, like I used to try out on coding on websites like HackerRank. By second year, like HackerRank was
Mm-hmm.
my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to code at HackerRank only. I had not moved on to any other websites. So
Mm-hmm.
by fourth semester, like we had this workshop on
Okay,
basic web development in our college.
okay.
So there I got like like an inspiration. Okay, I should try out different things, see what I like.
Yeah,
So in second year, I can say I learned basic stuff like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and all that.
yes, yes.
I had not learned any proper front end frameworks like Angular or React by then.
So, like, until the fourth semester, you didn't have any knowledge of development.
No, not not even close knowledge about any particular frameworks. But
Okay,
in fourth semester, I by fourth semester I had explored PHP and MySQL for the backend.
okay.
But honestly, I didn't like the syntax and the nuances of PHP.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
just after fourth semester, I like decided to give a try at Node.js.
yeah,
And just after I started it, I really liked it. Okay,
yeah,
so I learned Node.js and MongoDB just after my fourth semester,
yeah,
and along with it, like after a few months, realized that I should learn any front-end frameworks also because some of my friends were working on React.
yeah,
Designing small apps like to calculate GPAs in your college, stuff like that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I took up React and I began to like it actually. So yeah, so by fifth or sixth semester, I was completely familiar with the MERN stack, okay,
Okay,
Mongo Express,
okay.
React, and all. So that's when I entered the full stack world, and yeah, from there it has been a quite a journey since today,
Well, well,
till today. I mean,
yeah, well, that's great. Well, like you have told me that you didn't know any front end or back end properly into the fourth semester. So like that is kind of big achievement because in the last four semester we achieved a lot of skills actually.
Yes,
And
I took up some online courses also at that time,
yeah,
both on Udemy and Coursera. That
yeah,
really helped me.
yeah. Like I've seen most of the students in second or third year college when they're in second or third year and they do not have
Yeah,
many skills, so they get like really demotivated that they do
yeah,
not have any skills or anything.
exactly. And basically, like the first 2 years are like you are kind of exploring like what I should do, what I might like.
Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
yeah. So I think that's okay because in order to get to what you actually like, you need to explore a bit. Like even if if I didn't even code in PHP, I would not know that I it did not suit me, right?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So that's the thing. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. And like you have just taken out this topic of PHP, so I was just thinking myself, like PHP nowadays are not used at a lot of places. Even most of the companies who have code bases in PHP or in Java Spring, they are moving to Node.js and Django itself, right?
Yes. Even they're using languages like Go and Python also
Yeah.
for the backend because they're moving to cloud native architectures.
Mm-hmm.
And for this analytics and stuff, Python is very good. And like just a few years or maybe few months back, there was a debate between Python and R. So just a few days back, I came across a post on LinkedIn saying that he was a reputed data science expert. I don't remember his name, but he said that there is practically no debate. R is good, no doubt, but Python, when it comes to analytics, data science, or machine learning, even Python is the king.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like in the last few years, Python has taken kind of the majority of the development side also.
Yes, and let me tell you, in my college, by seventh semester, I think seventh semester was too late. Post sixth semester, I had started exploring Python actually, taken up few specialization for Coursera.
Okay.
And like for someone who has learned C++ and Java, Python is very easy to pick up.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I did, it was easy like for me. There was a 5 course bundle actually.
Okay.
Two of them I completed. Two courses were each 4 or 5 weeks long, but I completed them within 15 days.
15 days.
But then I had to prepare for my placements, so there was a gap. Rest of the 3 courses in the specialization I completed in the month of December itself.
Mm-hmm.
So like I learned stuff about database connectivity
Yeah, yeah.
or running a Python server, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay, so like this Python knowledge, this connectivity of data and everything, like has this
Yes,
helped you in interview experiences also in your
yes,
interviews?
you
Yeah.
can. Yeah, you can put it in your CV, and if your interviewer asks you, it will be definitely a plus point because it adds to your knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And rest all things like data structures and everything, it's pretty much the same, be it any language.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so like you said, you were more familiar with the month stack instead of PHP and everything, right? So can you like share what kind of projects you have done in the like personal portfolio projects or the projects you worked in during your internships and everything?
Yeah. So when I said I was exploring React,
Yeah.
so I was basically into front end stuff at that time. So I was kind of experimenting with different APIs, the free news APIs and weather APIs.
Mm-hmm.
So I created an weather app actually. It's very common because there you get the JSON data and you need to like kind of
Mm-hmm.
process it
Yeah.
in order to show it in the front end.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had learned about React components and stuff like that. So I used the Open Weather Map API. It's even live, I think now. I think I still have that project on my LinkedIn profile.
Okay.
So that was my I can't say it's first project because while learning React, I used to like do a little proof of concepts like how would this work, how
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
that work.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a habit that I put everything, even if it's a small thing that I learn, I put it in version control and I create a repository in Git. So I have quite a few repositories now.
Okay.
So those were all like part of my learning. So not everything is live, but most of them are my learnings. So yeah, that weather application was my first live application on React. And then, like I said, I I'd taken up a few courses on Udemy. So in I coded something in MERN stack. It was a project in the course modules only, but whenever I take up a course, I make sure that I don't blindly follow it, and I try my best to add more features to it. Uh, the at least some features which I can add.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
definitely.
otherwise, if I keep on adding features, means a project is gonna last forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So whatever is possible, I try from my side so that I get a good understanding. And when I put it on my resume, if I'm being asked in any of the interviews, I can
Mm.
explain it well. So yeah, I
Yeah.
created a social network project actually, where you can maintain your posts, maintain your profile,
Mhm.
you can share them. Yeah, that was some of my projects.
So yeah, like I've seen most of the students, they just either most of them don't even code along. They just watch the videos, and some of them they
Yeah,
just copy paste the code. So it is really important. Like you said, you added some of the features. So you actually used your mind and applied those concepts into that project while coding along with it. So
yes,
it really helps to like clear the concepts and everything. So
yes.
a bit about the internship. Like what was the first internship you got into?
Okay, since I'm basically from Bhubaneswar, my first internship was at NIT Rourkela. So it was a research internship. I
Okay.
had done it with one of my friends actually.
Okay.
He had contacted a professor over there. There are some professors you get to know about them by contacting some of your seniors or like friends like that.
Mm-hmm.
So who provide internships to students like this,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not paid. I mean, not paid. I mean, I didn't get any stipend for that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a learning opportunity. Basically, it was based on uh, analysis of routing algorithms in optical networks, like standard networks like NSFNet or ARPANET.
Okay.
We used routing algorithms, to calculate the route times of the packets sent over a network. We had used graph algorithms for it, like Dijkstra's and Floyd-Warshall's algorithm,
Okay.
and analyzed their complexities. It was done totally on MATLAB, like the professor under whom I was uh, pursuing the internship. He recommended to do it in MATLAB. So the everything like the coding and the plotting, the graphs and everything, it was done on MATLAB.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. For the students who are not belonging to first year college, we see it is mostly very difficult to land an internship because even the colleges don't bring companies to the campus for internships. Uh,
Yes.
do you have any advice for them? How do they get into internships? For example, it is kind of an infinite loop because you need an experience to get an internship, and
Yes.
you need an internship to get the experience. So students are stuck into the infinite loop. So any advice for them?
Yeah. So the tips for that, I would say from my experience is, look, y- if you're looking for an internship,
Mm-hmm.
to like make sure like you have something to put on a resume, because anyone, even a small startup, if you do an internship at a small startup, they would want you to have some skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should learn some skills, and some projects you should make them live and like put them on your resume. And most importantly, for ending up internships, I would say make connections, maybe like on LinkedIn, maybe through college alumni, seniors, etc. Like uh, I recently watched a video which said it is a proven fact that if you want to learn something, learn from the experts.
Okay.
You can learn by self, no doubt about it, but you should definitely get guidance from experts, because there you end up having a good idea about overall idea about the thing that you're going to learn. So
Mm-hmm.
build good connections, and try to interact with people like who have achieved something, and have a group of friends who would motivate you to do, or like-minded people who would motivate you to learn things, and surely you will get help from somewhere. And honestly, uh, if you're from a tier 3 college,
Mm-hmm.
getting into a formal paid internship, like it's difficult, but it's not. I won't say it's impossible. There are many open source activities like Girl Script is there,
Mm-hmm.
Google Summer of Code is there. But
Mm-hmm.
the same thing is right. You need skills for that.
Yeah.
You need to learn at least the basics of version control. You need to have some proper skills to check out which projects will suit you, on which you can work upon. So yeah, these are the things.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Even I've seen some places like they say network is equals to net worth. So
Yes,
it's really important to have a proper network. And just
yes,
like Lakshajit said that if the students or if the viewers are not able to get internship, the students are not able to land an internship because of any reasons, because of the colleges or skills. The best place to get started is open source because at least you will have something to display on your resume. Maybe having
yes,
some personal projects, some skills is really important. And
yes.
mostly for engineering students, I've seen they depend on Internshala a lot. So Internshala, if you see, there are like 300 to 400 applications for each and every internship. Like,
Exactly. And most of them, like, you don't qualify also, even if you
yeah,
have skills.
even getting an interview is kind of the difficult task. It's like getting into a FANG company. So it's
Yes.
equal to getting an internship from Internshala. So yeah, open source is like a very good way to get started into having skills and everything.
Yes,
So
open source is one of the best sources, and I would say if you're a computer science student, you will really enjoy it.
mhm. Definitely. Okay. So, what was your experience of IBM? Can you explain a little bit like that? Like, all the interview rounds and what kind of questions were asked and everything.
Yes. So in IBM, we had three rounds. The
Mm-hmm.
first round was like, number series. Like it's a little weird, but yeah, we had to fill in the numbers from a given series. A series will be given. We have to like put the next numbers in the series, next two or three numbers.
Okay. So, kind of
So
pattern recognition kind of thing.
yes, kind of. But I would say that I can't say the difficulty level because like you don't know if you're like for a given series, more than one patterns might be there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really guess what's what will be the right answer. All you can do is like try to find a pattern as soon as possible. Like it'll really help if you have an aptitude background. Since before placements I had been preparing for aptitude,
Mm-hmm.
so I had some knowledge about that, and I cleared that round, first round.
Okay.
And second round was business English. There you will English is easy. Like for engineers, for computer science engineers,
Mm-hmm.
I would say English was easy because it mostly consisted of formal English and like business letters. Fill in the gaps in those business letters. The gaps could be anything ranging from verbs to tenses or anything. Like once you look at the question, you'll literally get a feel of it, and that was easy, I would say. And yes, I qualified in that also. I The next round was the coding round. We had only one question and 10 MCQs. It was on HackerRank. The MCQs
Okay.
had negative marking,
Okay.
so it was based on data structures, and I would say mostly based on C++.
Okay.
And the coding question which I got was to verify whether a given email address is correct. Like, email address consists of letters,
Yeah. Yeah.
one at the rate sign, some dots. It can be done using regular expressions, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember actually. It's been 2 years whether I actually used regular expressions or not.
Okay.
But I had solved it. What I found was they gave less weightage to coding round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what was on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all the people who had appeared for the coding round had qualified to appear for the interview.
Okay.
So the next day, actually, we had the interview. So uh, I was asked about my projects, some of the personal projects which I did,
Mm-hmm.
some questions from my internship. I was asked a lot of questions about that research internship which I was talking about, like which algorithms we used and how we implemented it. So I explained that to them.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, there were basic HR questions like um, yeah, one of the questions I remember, the HR asked me that if in a given day
Mm-hmm.
you can only receive a limited amount of emails,
Okay.
how will you make sure that you don't miss an important mail? So I told the HR that for me in my account I have set the priorities. Like if any
Okay.
important mail is there, I'll
Okay.
definitely check it out. But since the HR had put a condition that I don't know what it was, maybe she said like you can check only 200 mails.
Okay.
So okay, so in a day, okay, let us assume that in a day I receive 500 emails
Okay.
and I can check only 200. So
Okay.
I told her that I had already marked what would be important for me,
Mm.
and like if I was supposed, and on any particular day I am supposed to receive a definite number of mails. Like I know what I'm gonna receive. Sometimes I may not, but
Mm.
mostly I know what I'm expecting.
Mm.
So within that I'll check and I'll use Gmail filters for that also.
Mm.
And I think that will cover the 200, and for the rest, I don't know what to do. It was
Okay.
a really weird question. So
Yeah, I just don't get these HR people. Their questions, their mindset is totally kind of different and very weird.
yeah, HR questions are literally like you can't expect them.
Yeah, and yeah, your answer was very right. And I mean, Gmail is applying all kind of filters, and even if Gmail was
Yes,
not applying filters, the common sense you can just look at the title and you can see that what kind of mail is that. You will ignore that if it's
yes,
only spam.
and even if you tag some of your mails important,
Mm.
so next time any mail comes from that email, it will automatically be tagged as important. That's what is the settings, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I told that. And
Okay.
almost all people from our college, almost all people had been selected. I think 20 people got selected from our college. It was a pooled campus actually.
Okay.
It was at a different college campus.
Mm-hmm.
All the colleges in that area had come over that place, and we had an interview there. Yeah, so that's where I had qualified.
So, it was the first round of aptitude. So, could you tell a little bit about that? How you prepared for the aptitude? You said you were preparing for aptitude for interviews. Like, what resources and how much time you gave to that?
Yeah, so see, honestly, I would say I had taken up MBA coaching actually.
Okay.
In MBA, there is a lot of aptitude, right? I had enrolled in that since my third year itself.
Okay.
But I knew that I had to do a job after fourth year. So, right, CAT was basically not a preference.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically took that up for aptitude only.
Mm-hmm.
And I must say it would help a lot. And at that time, during my placement season, this website called Geeks for Geeks,
Mm-hmm.
they had launched a series called Placement Preparation or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that series, some of those series contain a really good number of aptitude questions as well as coding questions actually. So I would say that actually helped me. I was practicing that, and since I was already into aptitude and coding, I had, coding is like regular practice. You can't get hold of it in 1 month, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So I just went to the Geeks for Geeks website and prepared whatever coding simple. I wanted to make sure that I'm at least thorough with the all the data structures. So
definitely.
that's what I did. You can't do everything at that time. I was preparing for basically algorithms and data structures and stuff. So I would say that really helped me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
Geeks is like a really active platform. They are offering these interview preparation series every few months.
Yes,
So,
actually, it has evolved a lot. Since I started college, it was not so, they didn't have such good material.
mm-hmm.
But since the last few years, they're really putting in some good content.
And like it's really important for students to filter out the best platforms. There are a lot of platforms like Coding Ninja is offering something, Coding Blogs or Prep
Yes,
Bytes and Key Geeks for Geeks. There are a lot of platforms. So it
yes.
is even I saw the testimonial of a person like he was name was I think Raj Vikramaditya. He was giving testimonial about Scalar Academy, and he said that
Yeah,
yeah he gave like lakhs of rupees and it was not worthful at all.
exactly. Even I came across that post.
Yeah, so it's really
Yeah.
important for users to find out the best platforms.
Yeah, and one more thing is very important. As students, you should know like there are a lot of free opportunities out there. Just go and Google for it. You'll find a lot of free things available.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't go to any random site and think of throwing away your money. You can learn a lot for free, actually.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like even a Udemy or Coursera. Coursera, I think, offers these financial scholarship as well.
Exactly. If you have a student email ID, they'll provide you their catalog for free. I mean, that's a great deal because Coursera it's an ocean. You can
Yeah, yeah.
find topics related to anything
And the instructors
over
are
there.
also from like top universities.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, okay. So, most of the students, like I'm saying, like I've seen a lot of students from second tier or third tier college, they like totally hopeless about DS and Algo because they might not have prepared for it well, or they just think that it is not for them, right? But if you see, like the truth is that all the companies are going to our DS and Algo questions, even if it is a small company or it is a like multinational company.
Yes.
So you said that like you practice on hacker rank and everything. So like how many months did you prepare for it? Like you felt you were really comfortable with it.
See, I like I said, I started with HackerRank on my in my second year.
Mm-hmm.
So since I just started, like you can't expect to just start and solve 100 bunch of questions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like you practice, you get some doubts, you'll fail at times, but
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. Algorithms and data structures, I would say, like it's a matter of continuous learning. I'm learning even now,
Mm-hmm.
like some of the concepts which I like. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that helped. That practice with HackerRank helped.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's no limit to it. You can do it as much as you like. And being a CSE student, you will definitely like it. I mean, you should like it. Otherwise, just if even if you don't like it, just for the purpose of placement's sake, you need to make sure that you are at least good enough with familiar enough at least with all the data structures so that
Mm-hmm.
you know like in interviews they ask you to explain something,
Mm-hmm.
it won't be difficult for you. And it's not that it's a very common question that should I just prepare for data structures and algorithms or should I do personal projects also.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it's not either or, do both actually. Both are important for your interviews and placement purposes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You need to
definitely.
have a balance between the both, but never neglect data structures and algorithms. You might not do 5 6 projects. You might do only 2 or 3 projects, but make sure you study algorithms and data structures well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Like it's like the most important thing in engineering if you want to get a job.
Yes.
Okay. Since the time you have joined IBM, like you have felt anything like anything about the company, like you have kind of getting some perks or the work culture out there. Uh,
Yeah, a work culture, I would say, see, in this situation, in this pandemic situation,
mhm.
many companies are laying off. Even IBM laid off, but it was on a managerial level, not for employees like us.
Okay.
So I think that's a very big perk. And even some companies have, some of my friends are getting reduced salaries. They're only getting 50% of their salaries now,
Okay. Okay.
especially the ones who join startup-based companies.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. For startups like
Yeah, so
financial field.
that's not a problem for us. We are getting our salary, and I'm getting my shift allowance also.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the work from home is a good perk, and since I got selected in full stack program in IBM, actually after I joined, they would conduct a test
Mm-hmm.
based on the course modules they gave us, and based on that they will select students for full according to their domains. So I got selected in the full stack program, and that program was really good actually. I learned a lot of things over there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
had worked with Angular before, but literally, like I can say, Angular is my favorite front end framework right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I learned it over there.
Okay. So like you must have seen there like plethora of full stack developers out there. I mean, one stack developers are like a lot of one stack developers out there, right? So
Sorry, I didn't get you. Could you repeat that?
yeah, I was saying actually that you must have seen that in the market right now in engineering, especially in BTech, there are like lots of one stack developers out there.
Yes.
Every other student is like doing development. So like if a students want to get ahead of the curve, what kind of skills would you suggest for them to learn?
See, I would say based on the present situation, like just get hold of these topics. Like you can't be an expert.
Mm-hmm.
in 1 month or even 1 year, but just get hold of the topics like analytics, data science. Data science is an ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even machine learning, AI. Take up some courses and try to learn the basics. I mean, look, with machine learning and AI, even with simple tools, there are a lot of APIs available out there, free APIs.
Mm-hmm.
Even IBM Watson provides that.
Yeah,
So you can like build something innovative and integrate it in your project, right? Even if you're implementing something full stack, like for example, you're building an e-commerce website.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an example.
Mm-hmm.
You are building a full stack e-commerce website and just team up with some two or three more people and just learn these things. Like for example, learn how to create a chatbot using which will respond to customers' needs and
Okay.
integrate it on your website.
So,
These little kind of things. You can't be an expert in machine learning in 1 year. Okay, never. That's never gonna happen.
yeah,
But
yeah.
just have a brief idea over that if you have time.
Yeah, yeah. So when the point is just to get started. Like it's not like if you're getting started only to become the expert in it. Maybe after 4 or 3 months, like you will find that it is not the field for me, and at
Yes,
least you explore it, right?
yes. Just you should have knowledge because companies these days like are handling like really large amounts of data.
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, the end goal is always optimization
Mm-hmm.
and how to like automate your services and stuff like that. So at that point, these concepts are gonna help you actually. Algorithms, machine learning, analytics, these things.
Okay, okay. And like in the interviews, like I have heard it sometimes, and I've also read on different online platforms that in the interviews only questions are asked about the things that you have wrote on your resume, and extra questions
Yes,
are not asked, right?
yes, mostly. Actually, it mainly depends on the HR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of my friends, I remember one of my friends like cleared the technical round for Robert Bosch,
Mm-hmm.
but he got eliminated in the HR round. I mean, that's ridiculous. If you
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
if you get selected, he's a really good guy actually. He's from electrical branch actually.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he would get selected in the technical round because he has a vibrant knowledge about all his subjects. He's
Mm-hmm.
preparing for GATE also.
Mm-hmm.
So he cleared the technical round and see, a guy who of that caliber, I would say, like he should have got through the HR round also. But I don't know what went on in the mind of the HR and he didn't select him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, HRs can be unpredictable. You
Yeah.
do your best, but be prepared for the fact that results can be a little unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, being certain about the uncertain is also kind of a thing. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
students should also learn how to sell themselves and how to present themselves apart from technical skills because
Yes.
the HR, what goes like you said, what goes in the mind of HR, nobody predicts. You don't get to predict that.
Yes, and sometimes you'll find that some persons are not even that technically sound. They don't have good projects, but they still get selected just
Yeah,
because they interact well with the HR.
yeah, 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 definitely. And like there are like, a lot of like programs out there like Microsoft student partner programs and everything. They really help you out for developing your soft skills and
Exactly.
going into hackathons and everything, like interacting with people will help you out there. So
Yes.
yeah, that is the point. Being prepared for everything at least.
Yes, and college is a time like where you get to like attend these workshops, hackathons, and everything. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say like to utilize this time to the fullest extent.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun. You know, like most of the students they mistake it for the fact that if we go to hackathons and do attend workshops, it's like studying 24/7. But it's not like that. These things are fun events. Like you get to know new people, you
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
know their projects, their skills, interact with them. This is a part of your learning actually.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, yeah, that's all. I think most of the doubts of the students will be cleared by now. And if you want to share any other weird questions, you can about the HR interview. And uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I will. Yeah, and Lakshyajit has written some really great interview experience articles on Geeks. So I'll share the link in the description box as well. And yeah, yeah, Lakshyajit, you were saying something.
Yeah, I would just add to it, you were the project maintainer as well as the mentor in Blogman project in
Yeah, yeah,
12 script this year.
yeah.
So tell us about some of your experiences also. Like you were a
Okay.
final year student.
Okay, so you want to interview me now? Okay. So,
Not exactly an interview, like just briefly.
okay, okay. So it's an open source program. So open source program are kind of the best programs that are out there. You just said yourself. So okay.
Yes.
So when I got into JavaScript program, some of code, I was not really good at React. I was good at
Okay.
the backend part, and then the front end HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, jQuery, the basic parts. But
Okay.
yeah, I saw students like then everything was like going really well. Everyone was making some PRs, and the stuff was going like very smoothly. There was
Yeah.
structure to everything. Students would come onto the channel and they would tell like, I want to work on this issue, and then make the PR, and we have to review it.
Yeah.
So interacting with students and seeing like they are making the PRs and seeing their code bases really improve
Yeah.
both the soft skills and the technical skills as well.
Yes.
So, and like you, I met you there, so that was kind of a good perk also of being in that program. So yeah, that was it. Like participating in these open source programs and everything is really important in college life. That's why it's called college life and school life. School
Yeah.
school life is just boring and lame. You just have to study and everything.
Yes. So, how did you handle this being a mentor and your college life? You must, since you are in the final year, I think,
Uh,
you must have had your projects also.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm not in final year. I'm pre-final year right now.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, I was like doing internships and projects as well. In the starting, definitely it was difficult to manage, but like I allotted the time for it as well. I used to
Yeah.
open the issues only at night and
Okay.
review them on nights also. I didn't give my daytime to summer of code and everything.
Okay.
And there were particular defined times when I would review the PRs and as well, PRs and open the issues.
Nice.
So yeah, that was it. Any other question?
No.
Okay, great. So yeah, just like I said, I will share the Geeks for Geeks interview experience link in the comment box that Lakshyajit has written. And yeah, it was great having you on the show, and I'm definitely sure people learned a lot from your side also. Right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great.
So, guys, that was Lakshyajit Laxmikant sharing his interview and coding experience through his college life with us. And I hope you learned a lot from him today, like all the kind of technical skills that you need to gain, all the kind of soft skills that you need to gain, and everything. And you shared the interview experience as well. So, for like pre-final and final students, you can just grab those advice and really work in that direction. And just like you said, like DSLGO knowledge and technical knowledge, both development knowledge especially, both are really important, projects in DSLGO knowledge. So whatever is said, I would like you to just go over it over and, again and again, and take notes, and diligently follow those advices, because he's placed in IBM Bangalore, and he has a really great experience in development and in corporate sector as well. So yeah, I think that would be great. And a personal advice that I would like to give you guys is that, like, being a part of a community, being a part of a complete ecosystem in technical field is really important. Okay, don't be just kind of just a single person lying in the back. Participate and be really active in the community and the ecosystem. That will really help you to learn technical skills and develop your network and enhance your soft skills as well. And yeah, I will be providing all the links, his LinkedIn profile, his interview experiences on Geeks for Geeks and everything in the comment box. And just like I promised, we have a test for you, a quiz for you, and those people who perform at the top, like the top three people who will be performing in that quiz, it will be on live on Sunday 9 p.m. And the top three performers will be provided with a fee waiver of 90%, 80%, and 70% on all the coding blocks courses. Okay, yeah. So you can just go out there and check the link, and on Sunday 9 p.m. the test will be live. It will be live for like 15-20 minutes or half an hour. It is not decided yet. And the top three people will be provided with 90%, 80%, and 70% fee waivers on all coding blocks courses. And why it is important? Well, it is important because you have to learn DSNL Go. It is really important for you to crack the interviews and even like get your profile shortlisted for an interview before having the interview. So go out there and check out those links. And I hope you guys really learned a lot. And we'll be having more experiences like this, more journeys like this in the coming weeks. So I'll share those links on WhatsApp and LinkedIn wherever, so you can check them out there. Thank you.